Welcome to the 910 Preps football preview for games scheduled Friday, October 11th. I'm Sonny Jones. You know, it's already week 8 of the high school football season. Can you believe that? The conference races starting to take shape. The 910preps.com game of the week, scheduled Friday, features the Southview Tigers at the Pine Forest Trojans at Harold K. Warren Stadium. Now, this Pine Forest team, it's a team that has had its ups and downs this season, a 4-3 overall record. However, Pine Forest, the defending Patriot Conference champion, is 3-1 in league play and in the running to repeat as league champion. Southview is 3-0 in the Patriot, 5-1 overall. The Tigers' lone loss came in the first game of the season, a 26-20 loss in overtime to rival Jack Britt. So we'll see how this game comes out. Running back's going to be a key. Matthew Pemberton has carried the ball 116 times for 965 yards and 14 touchdowns. Pine Forest counters with UNC commit DJ Jones, who has missed 2 games but still has scored 11 touchdowns and run for 742 yards. Pine Forest won last season 14-7 on the final Friday night of the regular season to clinch the Patriot Conference title. The other big game in Cumberland County on Friday night will be at the Boneyard, where the Richmond Raiders, 6-0, 2-0 in Sandhills Conference play, go against Jack Britt, 5-1, 1-1. Now, 2 years ago, remember, Britt stunned the Raiders 41-20 at the Boneyard. Well, this rematch features a Richmond team that is ranked 3rd in the state in the Associated Press and features a defense that has allowed only 44 points in 6 games. Tough to score on. Britt counters with an offense that has scored 34 points per game, features a passing attack led by quarterback Kevin Sintel. He's passed for more than 1,200 yards and 20 touchdowns, including 6 TDs last week at Lumberton. However, the Richmond offense, they can put points on the board as well. They're averaging about 40 points per game behind quarterback Caleb Hood, Mr. Do-Everything, pass for 10 touchdowns, run for 7. Other games involving Cumberland County teams, it will be Grays Creek, 1-3 in the league, 4-3 overall, at Terry Sanford, 4-2, 3-0 in the Patriot Conference. Home game number 2 for the Road Warrior Bulldogs, who are tied for first place with Southview in the Patriot Conference. Of course, Terry Sanford playing at Reed Ross Classical School this season because their stadium is being rebuilt. 2 of the top running backs in the league on display in this one. That's what you need to watch for. Terry Sanford's Dorian Clark run for 847 yards and 10 touchdowns. 4 of those touchdowns came last week against Overhills in a 49-27 win. Grays Creek features Jerry Garcia Jr., as good as there is. He leads Cumberland County with 1,078 yards rushing, 9.5 yards per attempt. So that's almost a first down every time he gets the ball from the line of scrimmage. He scored 12 touchdowns. That does not count a kickoff return he had last week against Cape Fear for a touchdown. Defensively, each team can give up some points. Both squads have allowed 21 points or more in 4 of their 6 games this season. Elsewhere, it's Douglas Byrd, 1-5, 1-3. At Cape Fear, 3-2, 2-1. And what do you know? The Colts have built some momentum with a 2-game winning streak with an offense that has scored 40.5 points per game, a defense that has allowed 13.5 points per game, and wins against pass-happy Overhills, 39-13, and ground-oriented Grays Creek, 42-14. Douglas Byrd has lost 3 straight, including last week's 27-0 loss against E.E. Smith. The Eagles have been outscored 56-14 in the second half during their current streak. Got to turn that around. Well, you know, speaking of streaks, E.E. Smith ended its 17-game losing streak a couple of weeks ago. They're now on a 2-game winning streak. Westover, 1-5, 0-3 in the Patriot, will be at D.T. Carter Stadium to take on E.E. Smith, 2-5, 2-2 now. The difference for the Golden Bulls, the emergence of a running game to help quarterback Deshaun McCulloch, who has passed for more than 1,300 yards and 14 touchdowns. The Golden Bulls have rushed for at least 200 yards and in both of their wins, led by Jarvis Dudley. He has 214 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. In the first 5 games of the season, E.E. Smith only ran for a touchdown once. Westover, you know, it's just been that kind of season for the Wolverines. It happens. They've been shut out twice. allowed more than 30 points in 5 games. However, Westover snapped an 8-game losing streak in this series last year with a 70-20 win over their arch rivals. Lumberton, 2-4, 0-2, will be at 71st. 3-3, 0-2. Didn't see this one shaping up as a battle for, the loser is going to be at least have a share of last place in the Sandhills. On the topic of streaks, 71st opened the season 3 straight wins. They now have lost 3 straight, including last week's 21-14 loss at Hoke County. However, the Falcons have won the last 6 against Lumberton. You getting all this? Might be a test after this. 71st defense has posted 2 shutouts and allowed about 14 points per game, led by Malik Johnson, Jashawn Wallace, and Jalen Moore. But the Falcons' offense has only scored 38 points during the losing streak. That's got to change. Lumberton has been shut out 3 times and been outscored this season. They've been shut out 3 times, I should say. They've been outscored 93-7 in 2 conference games. That's a look at our 910 Preps Cumberland County football preview. Hope you'll join us Friday night. We'll have the live scoreboard on 910preps.com, and you can follow the scores as well. Also, on social media, we invite you to use hashtag #Run910 to keep us up to date about your games. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you next week. Hope you enjoy Friday's games. I'm Sonny Jones for 910preps.com.